This is Gerald Johan van Waas. What if I tell you that every letter can inspire to bring you into the right position of your focus? Follow that focus, be inspired by that focus, see with what you still have to deal with, that every letter is combining these focuses, that you have very quickly the right thing in mind, the right position in mind, and the right approach in mind, and the right way to approach the object that you name. It goes very unconsciously, but actually it is based upon a structure which our mind itself bases itself upon, so that it has a very easy structure to describe also things. The description that we do is built upon positions, is built upon directions, is built upon context. Just these three things alone makes a structure, and makes the structure possible that we make names, that we name things, and that the letters themselves are really directing into the right position. Let's go to Park, and let's us inspire by Park, by all the meanings of Park. Park has a few different meanings, but they're all based upon the same word, and the word has just one meaning, even if it is used for different things, and I will show you it again also with the word Park. In the background you have this theory with these three sorts of positions. There are a couple of rules which not only provide a unique position for each letter within this structure, by having this position into this system, it also receives unique features, unique circumstantial conditions, which are only there at that point. And the associations that we make from it are based upon those positions. And I will demonstrate it, especially with the first letter. I will give that a little bit more attention. I will show you also how much this position also provides you a couple of associations, and they are always similar. It inspires you to go into a certain direction and to deal with these circumstances which are alone there at that letter. And of course we have three gradations of how we focus. The blue part, which are the first 9 letters, is very much going to the object and make up where is it, into one of these 3 zones. And these are, you get there 3 times 3 positions with 1, 2 or 3 points, and you can define already a lot on this stable point. Next couple of letters are focuses which are not directly clear that they are really there. So you have to follow where are they, and you have to follow the directions. The directions also have the same kind of structure, but they have a structure of moving to all of these positions. Same sort of principle is there, but it's a move, it's a change, and so you have to do something, and that also makes different qualities. The last kind of complexity that you can have is that when you don't have a steady focus, when you don't have a really clear direction, you have to figure it out by context. So you have the comparison. You have to compare which positions are possible, which directions are possible, and so then in the end you will get a frame in which you see, okay, from here to here I will have these possibilities of orientation. So these 3 I have. These are the 3 rules. It's 1, 2, 3. Also the 3 positions. You also have horizontal, vertical, diagonal. I'm not going to go too deep into that now, but we know already the letter P, the first letter, will be of the second category, so we will keep the second category. Second category is, I don't have immediately my position, so I'm talking about a move of position. What I will also deal with is still with the position in the scheme, with the position in the balance, and the position in the balance says that we also have the other possibility that we have something to deal with in context, or that what we make from it, from our steady point where we start from. So because when we start from something else, maybe or we don't understand it well, we will not have the same result in the end. So what we make from it is always part of the system, even if it doesn't have much influence, let's say, in what we have. We deal with it. Same with the contextual frame and so on. We will deal with it. We will deal with the position in between what we are going to make from it and what is going to be possible to be made from it. So in between these positions will be the point of interpretation, that when we move our focus, we will deal with these two things. We will deal with it, that we move from our position and that we move towards what we will have to make from it. So in between that zone is the change. The change also directs that we have to deal with what we can make from it and what we are able to make from it. So it will have to deal with what we are able to change, how much we're going to go towards that direction as well. It's a description, it's an inspiration, it directs you towards that point where that balance is going to be between what you want to make from it and what you can make from it. And this balance will be made there, so the directions that you follow will be defined by our combination of our abilities and, of course, the limitations of the situation. This is theory, but it's just that is the position. You have to have a mindset that when something is formed, when something is changing, when something is directing, when something has a time schedule that you have to go to somewhere, it deals with these positions, and we are in this in-between zone because of that. Let's show all the directions so that you have some kind of idea where the letter P is, where we will start in the word park. It's extremely simple in a way. There are 9 positions, not just in space, there are also 9 positions of directions. These directions are horizontals, verticals, diagonals, and they have here also 3 positions. While they also deal with what I want to make from it and what I can make from it, the feedback system itself will always be part, and beneath it will be stronger what I will make from it. And when I'm going more up, it will be more dominant of what you should make from it, what you can only make from it, because you have that kind of feedback. So also there is that balance already. In all the directions, it is what directs you. You have 2 directions. You have the direction that you follow, or the direction that you, in a way, have to follow, or because there will come some feedback towards you, so you have to adapt. And all the letters are in these zones. So you have D, N, and Y are your directions mainly. O, E, and W are, this is balancing the things out. And G, F, and P are the things where you have to deal more with your limitations and with the feedback system that comes at that point. And there's also the 1, 2, 3 rule. 1, 2, 3 rule also wants to say 1 influence, a double influence, a triple influence. So also the triple focus of, you have to compare to really know the context. So it's already, that idea is even there as well. But okay, that's just something you have to have in the back of your mind if you really want to go to the details. But this is already going very well into the directions of your focus. All the directions are in between this focus. Last one, the last focus, which we don't have here, of the last couple of letters, are about the frames, of course, the contextual frames, which at this point we will not immediately need, but it reminds you that we have a steady direction when we start from something, But we don't have that at the end, so we can only look at the context where we are at the moment. So in between that zone are the directions themselves to direct you into a certain direction where you have to go to. So where's the P actually? So I told you already, this will be the zone also of the 1, 2, 3, the third zone. And the third zone is I'm dealing with 3 options always, the options in a way. So the 1, 2, 3 directions with the diagonal, you have the last one, the diagonal, also says, okay, it's a balancing out. It's already a balancing out of diagonals. So yeah, where is it? What's my choice? 2 times like this, or 2 times like that, or 1 time like this, or 3 times like that. You have a couple of options of diagonals, and it will give you a variation of results. The results depend on how much I go up, or how much I have to go down, or I can find my balance. That kind of option, it is dealing with what I want and what that has to be done. And in that way, the directions can be a bit different. And that idea of mindset is important, that you know that this exists. But I will make it simple, of course. The P is like the pressed out result. It's at the end of all the directions from the time that you understand all the directions. In the end, the last result will be that you will get to know the context. You will know the process, the P of the process. You will process the directions and you will get into the right context. It will pop out like the P is. It will be pressed out. You will get the results in these variations, of course, like how much is it. But if you have already 2 diagonals, you already come to just 1 point that you know where it is. So let's combine them a bit together, all the ideas. So you have a certain point which is directed by the feedback system. The pressed out is from what you can do, pushed forward, and the combination will be what you can do, what you actually have to do, or what you can do, depends on where you land, but you have to land, of course, in just that one. In certain point will be the direction. So it can be in a different point. The feedback can be a different point, but it will get a neutral result somewhere there into a context. We will have the results. The results will be different all the time. The P goes through that process of directions. It decides itself. We decide how much we push our own limits and ideas and our understandings and so on. It will be pushed. That this will be our push. We will be able to make something from it. We will be able to direct something from it, and it will balance itself out in the push out and the push back. We will create the circumstances and the results. So in the end, we will just have a very unique position with a P again, a unique position that will bring us progress, bring something forward, or bring some elements forward. That's the P, which presses out the results. The P, that's the position. So when we have, for instance, when we combine with O, the O is, I will put the O on it and I will extend it. This means that I will have an extra environment that pops out, and it will be popped out somewhere on the horizon as a frame. Like the A is, no, I centralize this focus, my results, and I centralize it, and I'll see what I will have in the end. So the PA, that's what we need. We have to centralize our abilities, which will bring us at a different point each time. But let's say that we have that point, and there within that zone, something is pressed out, but we will be able to go to that point Within the range of P, of what is going to be pressed out, we have also a range of possibilities, but we define with A our position, what we are going to start from. That's the pa. Our position as a choice, as an ability, we have the pa there as a starting point. That's our pa. The R will, you can go back to my system and look it up what it is. It is always designed with the spiraling inwardly and connecting itself to material. So it is the direction of material that is, so it is connecting material, or it's connecting directions, or it is connecting the things together. So in this way, I have the P pressure points, which will be connected with material, connected with my attention. So I will have this direction, yes, which helps me to focus even better. I will focus what is already there towards the middle, but with the zone in between, the material zone. This zone will be connected with some spiral. So from the direction of P onwards, I have to the center point, I have par already. And the K will be the breaking point. You can also look that up in the system. You have a breaking point which says, okay, I make a decision. I'm not sure where to go to, but I have already made my mind up what were my abilities. So I will follow my abilities and I will follow the directions towards that point. We have to make it a bit more three-dimensional to really see what is really going on. So we have this platform, of course, where you have a push out of a zone, where you also have a middle point. It is within a bigger zone for this A. It's within this bigger zone where we also go towards the zone of P. You can go towards that point of what we have as a focus. Maybe even better, we really go completely to that focus, so not to lose focus. The K can break into losing focus, but if we focus it towards the A, which we can still do, we have just one focus, and we go towards our zone of abilities, and we follow the directions with the R of the breaking points towards the center point, to what we are able to go and focus upon and go towards it. So the ruk, you see that already, that's the running core, and the K is the breaking part. So you almost have that. Certain words as ruk you can recognize there. If we have two meanings actually with park. We have the to park, which is more about what we want to do. So that means what my desire is or my goal from underneath, and then what we are able to do, the feedback, and we follow also that point of focus, and we follow the rest of the structure that we already have. We are able to follow our abilities and see if we can park somewhere. We can have our focus and go towards it, and yes, park in there. In fact, yes. The park will have the same structure. We'll have the same structure. We will build that up. It's also the zone of the bigger zone, which focus upon the smaller zone, and there are things coming from all sides, going inwardly, is with the park, because we have here the park. It's more focused upon what the zone, from the larger zone to the smaller zone, what is there actually with the it has a relationship with my focus in a timed frame. You have that in two park as well, but the focus is from one zone to another zone. Here we go really with a timed frame. We go towards from a larger context to a smaller context, and we go into that zone. Literally, the park is like you go from a public from a bigger public area to a more localized space, which can have access also by this bigger contextual space. So a park is a zone within a bigger zone, like in the city and so on. It's a zone within a zone, and people who are living or are in that bigger zone can go and also drive towards it. It attracts people and things within that small zone. That is the way how I understand the park. To the park is of course much more from the goal itself. And you have the goal itself. You almost go from your goal, what you have, and go to the goal. It's a bit more. The focus is slightly different, but the structure is the same, of course, logically. And I hope these were a bit more clear. That the structure of park, the park, or to park, both of the same structure, and they can be applied via this little context that we have here, a slightly different, and it's in a slightly bigger, wider zone from where you start or where you go to. It's a slightly different way of focus upon it, but it's two times, of course, exactly the same word. The meaning of both these things of park are structured in the same meaningfulness of how these letters hang together in the word. And that's the meaningfulness of the word. That are the seed letters into the seed word of park. I hope you enjoyed some websites, Facebook page, books too, if you like. Thanks again for watching. Bye.